How's it, guys? It's Jason Guthrie here. Just thought I'd do a quick video for you on the Ranger, just talking about it a little bit. Basically where the Ranger comes from is I wanted to make a lightweight EDC knife, something similar to that of Spyderco military, paramilitary. Also always liked the Benchmade AFCK, so I'd say it's a collaboration of them all. I personally like full flat grind blades. They cut very well for me, so I opted to go for a full flat grind. As you can see there, we've got the full flat grind. This is the Gen 2, which is a slightly finer belt finish that I do, opposed to, let's say, one of the prototypes that were made. There you could maybe see, don't know if you can see it in the light, a little bit of a more aggressive belt finish. Not much different though. Yeah. So basically, yeah, I wanted to make a lightweight, very good cutting knife, and so this was the size that I went for, something similar to that of a military, in blade size, and obviously as light as possible for EDC. The Ranger ranges from between, I'd say, 100 grams to 115 grams. In ounces, I think that's approximately about 3.9 ounces. Yeah, so it's fairly light. You've got basically a full carbon fiber scale that side. You've got titanium frame lock on this side. I've actually got a military here that we can just compare against. A lot of people thought that the Ranger was actually a very big knife, but it's not that big in my opinion. You've got a blade length similar to that of a military, but you've got a much shorter handle, and the profile is maybe a bit more narrower, and possibly a bit thinner. It depends, because it's this handle's contoured where this is flat, but you can see maybe it there. Anyway, so yeah, basically titanium frame lock, carbon fiber. I should have the full titanium version out next month, which I'm pretty looking forward to. We've got M390 steel. The blade length is 3.9 inches on this, and then I do get the heat treatment done by Bowler. They sort of just down the road from me, so I thought, why not use the guys who invented M390 to heat treat it for me. They should have it all down to a par. You can see I usually require 62 Rockwell, and they achieve a 61 to 62 Rockwell. So very good guys to deal with, and I trust their work. Yeah, otherwise, this is also quite new to the Gen 2, is the clip. It's basically got the JG stamp on it. I'm not too sure if it's visible in the camera. I do have another silver, just a standard, what we would call sandblasted, but I think in the States it's referred to as an orange peel. You can see maybe the JG in there. Anyway, not an issue. It was coined as the South African flag clip because it represents, or it looks like, our South African flag with the V in it like that. Yeah, basically the lock face on my knives are carbidized. You can see it running over there. Carbidizing is basically a process whereby you electroplate tungsten carbide onto the surface of the lock face, and that basically gives you a surface hardness of approximately 80 Rockwell onto a 62 Rockwell blade. Generally, normal systems you would have titanium, which is sitting at about 40 Rockwell, running up against 62 or 58 in conventional steels, and what happens is you wear out the lock face a little bit on the titanium, and your lock starts to move over. So the carbonizing does help with longer lasting of the lock face geometry over time. Yeah, I think I enjoy the knife. It's quite easy to use. Some of the first ones I did, the detents were very stiff, and guys were struggling a little bit to open it. But on the later ones, I've decreased it a little bit, which will make some people happy, some people not. You can never please anybody, but I think user function does play a good role in a nice lightweight EDC knife. If I was building a very strong heavy duty knife, I might have thought differently and gone for a much stronger detent. But since it is a light EDC, it's a little bit easier to open now. So you can see the action is very smooth, very simple to open. This, I'm left-handed, but this is a right-handed knife, and you can see it's very easy to use. Okay guys, regarding the jimping, once again, you can't keep everybody happy. You know, if the jimping is too aggressive, the guys complain about it hurting their fingers and stuff. But since I figured it's not a heavy use hardcore knife, it's big cutting performance and a lightweight package kind of knife, I thought the jimping was suitable, just nice, and it just grips. But what's more special about this knife, I would say, is the ergonomics with the stun ramp ramping down like this. What's quite interesting is most knives would have a ramp going the other way, ramping up. For example, there's your ramp going up, alright, to support you from, I suppose, going into something. But I figured when you're cutting something, you know, how do you cut something? Do you cut it like this, or do you cut it like that? In my opinion, you would cut most stuff like that. So I wanted to have a reversed thumb ramp that's supporting your thumb on the stroke of a pull. Yeah, so when you feel the knife, in my opinion, it feels nice. You know, it's got a good positive feel to it. So jimping isn't too big on my list. Maybe on a heavy duty knife, when I do make one, I will maybe reconsider a stronger, more hardcore jimping. Back onto some other points. Basically 3 standoffs here, just for support at the back. I'm running on Teflon washers. Probably next couple of months I will have a flipper version out. That's going to be quite interesting, and I'm still trying to decide if I'm going to stick with washers or move over to bearings. I might make my own bearings actually, for that matter. If we do, but let's see how it goes. Something else I wanted to show you was the new series of Ranger Elite that's coming out. This is something that I'll make every now and then. Not really available on order just yet. This is just to get play with my creativeness sometimes, so I don't get too bored. This is the Damascus edition. This has got Vinland Damascus. Too sure if you can see it there. Yeah, and basically lightning strike carbon fiber. This one is not completed yet. I still need to give it a bronze anodizing, similar to that of this. Okay, you can see it's just got a slightly darker finish to it, and that complements the copper weaving. This Ranger Elite is going to be up for auction in the next few days, or it'll probably be after you've seen this, before you've seen this video. It'll already have been up and sold. But anyway, just wanted to show you this is the very first Ranger Elite that's going to be going up. Yeah, and it's going to be on Instagram for auction. Not too sure what I'm going to do with the rest of them, but they will come up every now and then. Thank you guys. That's it for me. Just thought I'd just show you a few of them. And this is my lefty, also with lightning strike. I love lightning strike. Thanks for watching, and we'll do another video for you sometime. Thank you guys.